so with the intent of concealment is a felony, and it is required to report even after an employee resigns. Neither of these were in place in 2022. So I'm asking myself, what changed between 2022 and 2026 to place an educator on leave, eventually leading to his resignation, then brought ongoing investigations? Chapel Hill administration has released a statement, and I am paraphrasing. It found no evidence of any sexual contact or inappropriate conduct in 2022. So I'll ask again, what happened approximately 7 or 8 weeks ago? Did the lack of a law prevent that same educator from being placed on leave in 2022? There have been calls on social media to fire our top 2 administrators and force at least 3 of our trustees to resign. Why? Were they complicit in covering up an educator and his bad behavior? Some believe they did the bare minimum. Trustees are required to meet training every year. We'll hear about that later in agenda item 11G. Board training is required to keep the seats on the board. It's part of the deal that is made. The Bible says in Psalms 127:3, Mark 10:14, and Matthew 18:10, our children are our heritage, blessed by God, that each child is precious. Conversely, that would mean children should be treasured and protected. How can the community say that Chapel Hill ISD is protecting our children given our current situation? The situation occurring right now is not far removed from what we are seeing playing out in the evening news, except for it's in our backyard. More importantly, a lot of parents are asking, did it directly impact my child? Parents are scared. Yes, there are protections in place for victims and the accused, but where are the assurances coming from Chapel Hill leadership to our community? Lapses in judgment have consequences. They also have victims. Our children should not suffer from bad judgment calls. The reputation of our district shouldn't either. Scroll through the Chapel Hill webpage and read their mission statements and promises of raising up our children to the highest level, extolling Chapel Hill's commitment to our children and their well-being.
Yeah,
Is Chapel Hill leadership meeting that goal? In closing, for those of you that are calling for action, all you need to do is look at Windsboro ISD. Now, I had a different closing, but before I came here, I did pull some numbers. As of early 2026, of the 1,200 ISDs in Texas, there are 1,400 investigations going on per month, with 181 convictions. Chapel Hill deserves better. Do we want to be part of those stats? I understand y'all can't answer my questions in an open meeting. I get that. I understand that there's investigations going on. But please, assure this community that you have their children and their children's safety, number 1, in your hearts and minds. Thank you.
Second individual that would like to address the board, Sarah Fields. I'll give you the same instructions. The board is not responsible. The board does not respond directly to comments nor answer questions asked by speakers. Please, speakers must limit comments to issues that will be presented in the public forum. Please respect the privacy of other individuals and refrain from identifying students, employees, other community members by name. Complaints about student discipline, specific student issues, or personnel must be addressed through the appropriate administrative channels. Disruption of board meeting will not be tolerated at any time. Employees or members of the public are expected to follow and exhaust all administrative remedies before presenting complaints about any student or any district personnel minutes, and I will inform you when you have 1 minute remaining.
Thank you. I will talk very fast. My name is Sarah Fields, and I'm an investigative journalist, parent-child advocate, and a mother. And tonight, I'm not here representing a headline. I'm sure you've seen my headlines already, and I'm sure the ones who were made angry by them have much to hide. But I'm here for the ones who are angry for the right reasons, and the ones who were deceived and lied to. I'm here representing the voices of Chapel Hill families, parents who have reached out in concern and in frustration and in fear. These are not complaints from outside your district, these are from inside. These are real families entrusted to you year after year with what matters most with their children. My inbox 3 weeks ago had 50 messages regarding Chapel Hill ISD. I have now counted over 400 from inside this district. The majority are from Chapel Hill ISD parents and even students, and it was made clear to them that they cannot get answers from their own school district, so they had to enlist help from someone from the outside, and that's not how this should work. Transparency is not optional for Chapel Hill ISD or any district. It is not. You chose to work for children, from the superintendent all the way down. That means you have a responsibility to ensure that they are protected. And if they are not, then what is your purpose here? Under the Texas Public Information Act, the public has a right to access government records. Under the Texas Open Meetings Act, this board is required to conduct its work openly and transparently. And under Texas Education Code 37.108, school districts are required to establish and maintain clear safety and reporting procedures to protect students. As the Texas Education Agency continues its investigation, and there is an investigation, parents are not asking you for perfection, they're asking you for truth. Truth from you. So I ask you directly, is it not fair that parents understand what has occurred within the system that they are asked to trust? Not just now, but from over the years, and I do mean years. It is not fair that they know whether proper protocols were followed when concerns were raised. Is it not fair that we establish a clear and consistent standard of safety moving forward? You have audits on your agenda. That's a good start, but audits should not stop at financials. Where does accountability begin and where does it end? Are reports being properly estimated? Are they being thoroughly investigated? Is there full accountability within the ISD police operations? Because I'll be honest, districts should not have their own police department. And there are breakdowns occurring somewhere in that chain, likely at the top. Because it is if every step had been handled correctly, then transparency should not be at risk. It should be your strongest defense. When parents are left relying on the word of mouth and the grapevine to figure out what has happened, you create confusion. And sometimes that confusion becomes worse than the truth. And when you do that, you are hurting yourselves. If policies are in place and being followed, then show that. If systems are working, demonstrate that. And if there are gaps, acknowledge them and fix them. Parents have made private requests. They have made public requests. They have raised concerns across multiple platforms, and yet they still feel unheard. Were those who caused harm truly held accountable, or were they allowed to exit quietly, leaving the doors open for future harm elsewhere? Whose reputation are you protecting, theirs or yours? Because accountability is not just about past actions, it's about preventing future harm. I'm going to continue to pursue answers until there is clear, enforceable policy, a policy that is communicated, understood, and implemented, one that protects families, restores trust, and ensures this community never has to question whether their children are safe. You have had time. You have had time to respond privately, to respond publicly, to tell the truth, time to inform parents of an investigation, time to address concerns before they reach this level, and now that they have reached this level, you have time to apologize. Chapel Hill ISD tried to say there was no investigations after I proved that there was. What should have happened after I released the records from the TEA, records that included very serious investigations, was honesty from you. Instead, you attempted to discredit people, you attempted to hide more information, and you claimed you conducted your own investigation and found no wrongdoing, all while evidence existed showing otherwise. Parents should not have to fight this hard. What will it take for the truth to be shared openly without requiring it to be forced into the public eye? I am placing you on notice. You may underestimate that, but I can assure you there is always accountability somewhere above you. I'm asking you to do the right thing. Thank you.
And we have one more speaker, Mr. Paul Bush. Board does not respond directly to comments nor answer questions asked by the speaker. The speaker must limit comments to issues that can be presented in a public forum. Please respect the privacy of others and refrain from identifying students, employees, or other community members by name. Complaints about student discipline, specific student issues, or personnel must be addressed through the appropriate administrative channels. Disruption of the meeting will not be tolerated at any time. Employees or members of the public are expected to follow and exhaust all administrative remedies before presenting complaints about any student or district personnel to the board. The last instruction I'm going to give you is each individual is given 5 minutes, and I will notify you when you have 1 minute remaining.
Good evening, Vice President Messenberg, Superintendent Dean, Board, and Administration. I'm not here tonight to give one more diatribe and one more series of attacks, negative comments. What I'm here tonight to is encourage you. I have worked with this board, I have worked with this administration over several different activities, several different projects, and I know each and every one of you to be people of credibility and of high standards. I know that you are following what the state law requires you to follow and what the TUC requires you to follow in doing dealing with the situation that you're dealing with now. I also know, and I'll only speak in facts, I also know that as soon as the allegations were made, the person in question was removed from the classroom and not allowed to go back in, which was the proper thing to do. At this given time, there is not a determination made, and so there should be nothing else said. I applaud you for refusing to lower yourselves into the sewer of social media, where people who come from out of the county, out of our school district, decide to make a name for themselves and to show themselves and take a lead in trying to destroy this district and everything that this district has done for these students. I applaud you for staying your ground, standing your ground, doing what's right. And I'm sure that it will come out in the proper time. I'm told that things have been turned over to authorities. No one said what authorities, but I'm sure that when the TEC and any law enforcement agencies finally finish their investigation, that the truth will come out. And I'm not so sure that you're going to hear those same Facebook warriors come back and apologize for the erroneous attacks that they have made on your character and on you trying to protect the students that we all love. I appreciate everything that you do. I'm behind you 100%. And the people that you hear on social media screaming and hollering the rage baiters, they're very few in number compared to the number of people that support you and care for you and will do anything for you to help you proceed in making Chapel Hill a wonderful district to be part of. Thank you.
All right. So, the conversation is over. We're going forward with the remainder of our agenda. Now we're going to entertain a recommendation for consent action.